Welcome to the 9th workshop of the series Fine-Tune Your Retirement Project. And today's workshop is about your mental health. I first heard this when I was interviewing Johan, in fact. When he talked about priorities, he mentioned mental health. Not only physical health, but also mental health. And also when I was interviewing Elsa, she mentioned that when you transition to retirement, the first couple of months are great because you're like on holidays, but then some emotions start coming up and you suddenly start feeling certain things, and it's not always easy to cope with these emotions, different emotions. And in fact, it's very natural that with every change we go through an emotional roller coaster. There's a theory of Kubler-Ross, which is based on the cycle, how people deal with grief. And somehow with the change, we kind of grieve the past. And so there is a little bit of roller coaster of different emotions. So if we get emotional during any transition, any change, it's normal. There's denial, anger, blame others, blame self, fear, doubt, confusion, until you get to sort of acceptance, involvement with the new reality, problem solution, and then there is a hidden gift, which is the new reality. Sometimes you feel really good because things around you are good. Sometimes you don't feel that good because things around you are not so good. And sometimes you just feel not good for not any specific reason, even if everything around you is okay, if you logically tell yourself, I should be happy, I should be fine, but still there are some feelings that are kind of sitting inside of you. And these feelings obviously impact the mental health. I was again looking for some definition of the mental health, or kind of description of mental health, because it's a big topic. So what I found, it includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being, and it affects how we think, feel, and act. If I want to translate it in my words, for me, the mental health is about being happy about where you are in your life and what you do. Many people in retirement mentioned having projects, having good social contacts, and having some, basic needs fulfilled. I picked this picture showing the Maslow pyramid of needs. So basic physiological needs, safety needs. So sometimes the finances are so important because it makes us feel safe in retirement or in life as well. Then love, belonging. So we are going to talk about relationships in the next workshop. And then we go higher and higher, like self-esteem, knowing that you are respected by others, you have some achievements, you can be proud of yourself, up to the self-actualization. So having a feeling that you are living up to your full potential. For me, mental health is also about having a positive outlook about the future. So when you think about future, you are positive, and it's also about maybe some goals, some projects, aspirations, or just accepting that you can't control the future, right? Future will bring what it will bring. And then the last thing, being reconciled with your past. I think that's important also for the mental health. At any stage of your life, not having any regrets, not having any grudges against people from the past, and so on. I was also looking at some warning signs. What are the warning signs that your mental health is not at the right level? There is something happening. Eating or sleeping too much or too little, pulling away from people and usual activities, having low or no energy, feeling numb or like nothing matters, having unexplained aches and pains, feeling helpless or hopeless, smoking, drinking, or using drugs more than usual, feeling unusually confused, forgetful, on edge, angry, upset, worried, or scared, so having really these strong emotions, yelling or fighting with family and friends, experiencing severe mood swings that cause problems in relationships, hearing voices, sorry, it was in the list, hearing voices or believing things that are not true, and having persistent thoughts and memories you can't get out of your head. So overthinking all the time or from time to time. And inability to perform daily tasks. I also saw that there are certain things that affect mental health. So biological factors such as genes or brain chemistry. So sometimes when we don't feel good, it can be really chemical. It can be also life experiences such as trauma or abuse. We all have some childhood wounds, and sometimes when they pop up through current experiences, it can trigger certain strong emotions or thoughts. And then family history of mental health problems. I wanted to just share with you also this pie of happiness. So what determines if we feel okay, if we feel good, if we feel happy? And actually 50% is biology and genetics. So some people are just more wired to go easy through life, not to overthink, not to feel destabilized with certain challenging situations. Then second is life circumstances, so 10%. I feel that sometimes I get so absorbed with what's happening outside and how it makes me feel, whether happy or unhappy, that when I see that life circumstances contribute only to 10% of my happiness, we shouldn't really bother too much what's happening outside. And then the 40% is intentional activities. So all the activities that make you happy, some habits and routines like sport or gratefulness, mindfulness, whatever makes you happy. And obviously all these things are a bit interlinked. When we have already genes that are not so wired to be happy, we need to focus more on doing these intentional activities to feel happy. And on the other hand, if you have genes that make you feel happy, it's probably easier for you to do all these different activities that make you happy because simply you're in a good mood. How to take care of your mental health? And that's really what I believe. I believe there is this proactive way and reactive. So proactive is really doing activities that make you happy, having some rituals like gratitude, mindfulness, having good social contacts. But sometimes it happens that you don't feel very good, and then it's difficult to kind of get over it. So that's why I think it's also important to know how to react to when you don't feel so good. And it's really about addressing your challenging thoughts and emotions and go back to this neutral or even happy state. Everybody is different, but sometimes when there are some strong emotions, it's really difficult to stay connected to the world, to yourself. So I think it's really good to have some techniques how to address all these challenging emotions and thoughts. And so some tips what to do when not feeling good. So you see on the scale, feeling good. We try to do things that will make us feel good and try to kind of leverage or reduce things or neutralize feelings that don't make us feel good. And so first thing is just acknowledge that you're not feeling good and not try to push it away. And my experience is the more we push away all these difficult feelings, the harder it is to address them. And then use some techniques like free writing. I don't know if you know free writing. It's just taking 5 minutes and writing as quickly as possible whatever happens on your mind or your thoughts or your emotions. You get really nice insights. And also neuroscience says that when you express what's happening on your mind, if you put it on the piece of paper or if you say it, the emotional charge goes down. You can label your emotions and understand your thoughts behind them. Sometimes we feel certain emotions and we don't really logically understand why we feel them, but when we understand the thoughts, again, it's easier to be more rational about them. So it's easier to think about emotions, and when we start thinking about emotions, then we use a different part of the brain, and automatically it reduces emotional charge. Then you can shift your energy, right? You can do something that makes you feel happy. You can do some sports, or you can talk to a friend. And I think the best way is to have fun. Try to do something that makes you laugh, because when we laugh, we can't be sad, right? And it's kind of impressive how it works. I was not feeling very positive one day, and then I talked to a new person for 1 hour. I had a really nice, engaging conversation, and after that I felt really like rejuvenated. That shows that social contacts are super important. Social contacts with the right people. Then you can be grateful, so remind yourself all the good things that are in your life. When we don't feel good, sometimes we just see everything gray or black, and we don't see all the good things, but balancing the scale to something positive can help. Then mindfulness, so really staying in the present, noticing what's happening around you, it helps. And then giving space to all the challenging emotions and thoughts. This is something I would like to do with you today, and it's through whole body focusing. It's a self-exploration that is using body sensation. So our body stores our emotions and thoughts, and our emotions and thoughts impact our body feelings. You probably know when you feel a bit anxious about something, maybe you feel something on your body. Like, for example, I feel like my belly is a bit squeezing, or I feel heaviness on my chest. Maybe some people before public speaking feel like they have a lump in their throat or a dry mouth. And so sometimes we first notice the body feelings and only then realize that we feel a bit stressed or we don't feel that good. And sometimes we first notice that something is off, and then we notice the body feelings. This whole body focusing works in a way that once you focus on your body feelings, it releases certain thoughts, images, words, emotions. And the more you stay with your body feelings, and especially with those uncomfortable feelings, the more information you get out from your body. The next step is to really stay with all these emotions or thoughts that might be a bit uncomfortable, because accepting these emotions, giving them a lot of space, it creates peace inside of us. Body focusing also works with body parts. So sometimes we have like a mix of different emotions. For example, when I want to do a sport, I feel kind of a bit of resistance because it will hurt. I feel a bit of excitement. I feel maybe a bit of laziness. And so body focusing works with the fact that there are different parts inside of us, and we kind of give space to every different part that feels certain emotion. I would like to guide you through an exploration. It's not any hypnosis, it's not really a meditation. It starts with grounding, so we are really going to drop into our body, connect to your body, and when we are in our body, we'll start exploring. And normally it would be one-on-one, so I could react to what you say and it could be really specific. But because it's in the group, it will be a little bit less specific, but I will still give you some suggestions. Think about a topic that creates kind of mixed feelings inside of you. and we are going to explore it. So if the feelings are strong, you can just focus on your feet and remind yourself that you are here. It's okay, everything is fine.